The Cold War began in 1947 as a clash between two superpowers, the capitalist United States and the communist Soviet Union. Post-World War II, Europe was divided by the Iron Curtain, a term coined by Winston Churchill. The Truman Doctrine pledged U.S. support to nations resisting communism, while Stalin sought to expand Soviet influence. Propaganda campaigns intensified, with each side portraying the other as a threat to global stability. This ideological rivalry set the stage for decades of indirect conflict, avoiding direct confrontation due to the looming threat of nuclear war. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, marked the first major proxy conflict of the Cold War. When North Korea, backed by the USSR and China, invaded the South, the US led a UN coalition to repel the advance. The war stalled at the 38th parallel, costing 2.5 million lives. Superpowers tested their military might indirectly, with Soviet pilots covertly engaging US forces. The armistice cemented Korea's division, proving how local conflicts could become global battlegrounds. This war established the blueprint for future proxy confrontations. The Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, exemplified Cold War escalation. The US, fearing communism's spread, backed South Vietnam against the Soviet and Chinese-supported North. Guerrilla warfare, jungle terrain, and the Tet Offensive turned the conflict into a quagmire. The Domino theory drove US involvement, yet protests and mounting casualties forced withdrawal. The war claimed 3.8 million lives and left Southeast Asia destabilized. It revealed the limits of superpower influence and the human cost of ideological containment. The Soviet-Afghan War, 1979 to 1989, became a defining proxy conflict. The USSR invaded to prop up a communist regime, but the US armed the Mujahideen resistance, including figures like Osama bin Laden. Stinger missiles supplied by the CIA decimated Soviet helicopters, turning the tide. The war drained Soviet resources, contributing to its collapse. Yet US support for radical factions later backfired, fueling groups like Al-Qaeda. Afghanistan became a cautionary tale of unintended consequences in proxy warfare. The Cold War ended in 1991, but its proxy wars left enduring scars. Berlin's fall symbolized ideological victory, yet conflicts in Angola, Nicaragua, and Afghanistan persisted. Arms stockpiles fueled new wars, and Cold War-era alliances birthed modern terrorism. The Syrian and Yemeni civil wars echo past strategies, with Russia and the US backing opposing sides. Proxy warfare's legacy is perpetual instability, where superpower rivalries sacrifice nations for geopolitical gains.